to our lecturer, Dr. Muhammad Azmi. We are from Group 3 and today we are going to present about our project named 3Rs, which is Reuse, Reduce, Recycle on Plastic Bag Campaign. The title of our campaign is Reduce, Reuse, Recycle on Plastic Bag Campaign. Basically, the 3Rs principle that we apply into these campaigns leads to the helps of improving waste management system and also helps to reduce human ecological footprint. Furthermore, this also can be related with the 13 goals from the 17 goals of Sustainable Development Goals that developed by the United Nations, which is the climate change. By doing this approach, it gives another positive feedback where we can reduce pollutions, where the environment is protected and conserve resources through a right way and a right approach. The rationale of this campaign is we expected that we can educate people to generate the amount of waste that people produce almost every day. Because as we all know, reducing a waste of resources is always the best option. The concept that we can apply is where we keep using the things with plastic bag as much as we only need it. When we take part in reducing the usage of plastic bag in our life, we also help to protect the wildlife and is associated with the 15 indicators life on land to protect, restore, and also promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem, sustainably manage forests, and the biodiversity laws. This campaign may look like a small contribution, but this campaign will also help people to realize more about the importance of reducing the use of plastic bags.
The objective of our 3R campaign is to provide the awareness to the community about the importance of conserving the environment, to highlight the negative impact of plastic utilization by humans, and the last one is to provide and encourage plastic bag users to adopt the 3R concept.
Next, the strategy that we run to achieve the research objective is by conducting face-to-face interview with the respondents that live around the group members' hometown in 7 different states such as Sabah, Malacca, Terengganu, and Pahang. All of the group's members will find the 3 to 5 respondents to be interviewed. Firstly, all of the members approach and greet the respondent. All the members will start by introducing themselves first. Next, we make the pre-presentation of Part B questions and then we proceed with the brochures to give the explanation of the campaign, such as the objective of the campaign, what is 3R, how to implement it, and so on. After that, we ask again the respondent to answer Part B, which is the post-presentation question, and lastly answer the question of Part A and Part C. After the interview were done, we will thank them for their cooperation. We implement this strategy to make sure that the respondent understand of the content of the campaign and can increase the confidence level towards the reduce, reuse, and recycle activities to save the world.
To meet the objectives, we collect the data in 3 tactics: face-to-face interview, questionnaires, and through the pamphlet or brochure. We conduct a face-to-face interview with the respondents from different towns such as Tawau Sabah, Kemaman Terengganu, Rembau Negeri Sembilan, and Alor Gajah, Melaka. Along the process, we design a pamphlet and use it to explain about the campaign to the respondents. Besides that, we do some questionnaires with the respondents before and after the explanation, so that we can know their level of awareness related to our campaign. Finally, we prepare a report to analyze the data from this campaign.
So, as you can see in the screens, this is our implementation schedule in carry out our project, and we start choosing our title on 5 May 2021 after we decide to choose to propose an awareness campaign. After that, we start discussing the method that we use on 7 May 2021. After we have discussed regarding the method that we will choose and use, we start creating brochures regarding our campaign on 24th of May 2021. And as for the questionnaires, we start discuss and make the questionnaires on 6 June 2021. And then after we have done with all the questionnaires and creating brochures, we start conducting face-to-face interview with our respondent on 12 June until 20 June 2021, and then after we have completed all the task process and conducting our awareness campaign, we start writing our report and sending the reports progress on the 25th of June 2021, and on 1 July 2021 we sending our project proposal. And for the green budget estimation, we estimate the total cost in conducting this project is around 6 ringgit 60 cent per person. This includes brochure, which is 3 pages times 2 ringgit, and the total cost is 6 ringgit for only brochure. And for the questionnaires, the cost we estimate to prepare the questionnaire is only 60 cent, which is 3 pages times 20 cent.
Target participant. We open to all public participants who live in 7 distinct states. To the total of respondents that have been interviewed are 24 respondents. We select 3 participants for the representative of 7 states, with the interview being held for a week because of the current situation, which is the Movement Control Order (MCO) that happened in Malaysia. Most of the respondents were common civilians, which is student, workers and housewives. To get campaign effectiveness, feedback from campaign participants. Before and after campaign. Before this campaign, all the people abuse plastic bags and curse of more and more garbage, and all those plastic bags are unable to recycle. This is because plastic bags are very difficult to recycle or burn. Because of burning plastic bags will release the toxic gas like dioxin and fluorines, mercury and so on into the atmosphere. Other than that, plastic bag will also pollute the environment because plastic will not rot if buried under the ground for hundreds, thousands, or even 10,000 years. Besides that, only good quality plastic bag can go through the recycling process. For those bad quality plastic bags are not environmentally friendly. Moreover, the cost of good quality plastic bag is high, and the majority of merchants don't want to do so to increase their overhead. After the campaign, some of the people become more accustomed to bring their own eco bag to reduce the use of plastic bag. This behavior could decrease the use of plastic bag and also reduce the environmental pollution. But there are still some people unwilling to bring their own eco bag, so they have to take their items themselves because the store won't provide plastic bag on the weekend.
The term of sustainable development was defined in the document resulting from the Brundtland Commission, entitled by our common future in 1967, as the capacity of humanity to develop, ensuring present needs, without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It is involved with 3 pillars of sustainable development, which is the environment, economy, and social. This campaign is qualified with the goal of sustainable development to maintain our Earth ecosystem. It gives awareness toward participants by not contributing in activities that can affect environment, such as open burning activities by using plastic bag. This campaign educate, guide, and provide exposure to participants on the right way to maintain the sustainability of nature. The problem related with disposable plastic is further complicated when people do not know the right way to replace the use of disposable plastic and unable to get used to the new ways that are recommended in sustainable development. Therefore, the next point is increase the knowledge of public about the tips to reduce the use of disposable plastic bag. It also provides direct exposure to the public who already have a good awareness of reducing the use of disposable plastic bag. As example, one of the effectiveness of 3R is recycle. This can educate people to dispose the garbage wisely and more disciplined. Through this campaign, people will be more responsible. This will make our country more cleaner and more beautiful, then can attract the tourists to visit this country. Other than that, recycle practices can increase the income of the community. Some communities have a fixed or ancillary income through the practice of buying and selling waste and used materials, thus reducing the percentage of pollution environments in Malaysia. For example, the community can sell old magazines and newspapers in order to gain side income by using paper to be recycled. Society are recommended to implement these activities on their daily life. Moreover, 3R campaign can reduce the use of plastic in daily life. Through the campaign, people will use paper bag instead of plastic, especially when they want to buy groceries. As example, using a bag is more convenient than plastic. Furthermore, the effectiveness can be seen when many restaurants are not using plastic anymore when drinking. The campaign clearly shows that reducing the use of plastic can affect our environment. Besides, this campaign also gives information to people on how we can save expenses in macro and microeconomy. In terms of microeconomy, people do not have to spend more if they recycle essential items such as clothes and books. For example, the donation of books is important so that the resources can be used. Namely, paper to print new books are preserved and not wasted. This is because there are more than 160,000 trees have been cut down annually, and total of 1.5 tons of trees were used to produce 800 sheets of paper. On the microeconomy level, recycling practices can save money in waste management. The maintenance costs of the landfill expansion sites can increasing day by day due to the increasing quantity of garbage.
So I will start the analysis part A with the first one is location. So there are 7 members in our group. So based on the table and pie chart above, 2 of our members was collected 3 respondents equivalent with 12.5% are from Alor Gajah, Melaka and also Kuantan Pahang. Next, there are 4 respondents together with 16.67% are from Negeri Sembilan was collected by one of our members. Besides that, we also have 6 respondents equal to 25% are from Sabah because there are 2 of our members was from Kunat and Tawau. Lastly, there are 2 of our members are from Kemaman and Kuala Terengganu, collected 5 and 3 respondents equal to 33.33% are from Terengganu. The second analysis is age. So based on the chart and table above, the highest proportion of respondents in this survey were 23 and 24 years old, which is 5 people or 20.8%. Secondly, the second highest percentage in this survey was 29 years old, accounting for 4 people, which is 12.5% of the respondents. In addition, we also found that there are 3 different age groups, namely 21, 25 and also 50 years old, with 2 people or 8.3% of the respondents. So the third analysis is gender. So based on the table and pie chart above, most of the respondents are female, which is 18 people or 75%, and the remaining 6 people and 25% respondents are male.
The findings of this survey show that the majority of the respondents are bachelor, which is 16 respondents equivalent to 66.7%. As you can see in the diagram and table as displayed on the screens, it's clearly stated that from all 24 respondents, only 7 respondents equivalent to 29.2% are married. The least respondents are single parent, which is only 1 respondent equivalent to 4.2%. This indicates that most of our respondents are bachelor. Based on the diagram and table as shown in the screens, it shows that most of the respondent is a student, which is 8 equivalent to 33.3% respondents, and this followed by private servant that is equal to 5 or 20.8% respondent. For respondent equivalent to 16.7%, were grouped under self-employed and unemployed category respectively. Only 2 equivalent to 8.3% respondents work as government servant. The list of the respondent is a pension person, which is equal to 1 or 4.2% respondent. From this, we can conclude that the majority of respondents are students. For income, as you can see in the screen, it shows that most of the respondents have an income less than 2,500 ringgit. Based on the table as shown in the screen, 21 out of 24 respondents, which is equivalent to 87.5%, has an income less than 2,500 ringgit, whereas the remaining 3 of the respondents has an income above 2,500 ringgit, as you can see in the screens. From this, we can conclude that the majority of the respondent has an income less than 2,500 ringgit.
Before we explain and present about our campaign, we ask our respondent to answer another 10 questions related to daily routine and this campaign. Okay, as the result shown in the graph, we had analyzed that question 1, 2, and 5, we got a higher number of respondents who gave a correct answer. Question 1 is, where do you often use a plastic bag? From the interview, 20 out of 24 respondents, equal to 83.3%, give a right answer, which is shopping mall. While question 2 and question 5 are asking how to use plastic product efficiently and choosing any listed product that are not categorized under recycle concept. Okay, both questions got a same number of respondents, which is 18 out of 24 respondents, equal to 75%. The correct answer for question 2 is recycle, reuse, and reduce, all of it. And for the question 5, the correct answer is use plastic to protect fragile item is not under recycle concept. Okay, however, from this interview and questionnaire, we also know the question that get the lowest number of respondents who give a correct answer. Okay, we analyzed that question 3 and question 8 got a lowest number. The question is about which is the most sources generate in Malaysia and which country generate most single-use plastic. Both question got the same percentage, which is 4.2%, equal to only one respondent who gave the correct answer. So the right answer for question 3 and question 8 are paper and Australia respectively. Okay, from this interview and questionnaire before our presentation, we can conclude that most people are not familiar with the factual info that happen around them. So while the questions relate to daily routine, most of them give a right answer. Hopefully they can add some information after we did the presentation.
Post-presentation. Under Part B, post-presentation, we ask 10 questions to respondent. We provide the same question as the question that we asked before we make the presentation of 3R campaign. These questions were asked after we have made the presentation of 3R campaign. This is to know if there will be difference of the response by respondent before and after the presentation of 3R campaign. The questions that we ask are related to their understanding on plastic bag as well as the impact of plastic bag and how they manage plastic bag properly through the application of 3R concept and how and where respondents often use plastic bag. We managed to collect 24 responses from respondents for this entire 10 questions. 1. Where do you often use plastic bag? Figure 15. Please were plastic bag often used under this question. We state 4 choice for respondents to identify where they often use plastic bag. The answer includes shopping mall, office, home, and school. After we made presentation regarding to 3R campaign, when asked the respondents regarding where respondents often use plastic bag, the highest response according to shopping mall. From 24 response, 33.3% or 20 respondents are state that they often use plastic bag at shopping mall. This indicates that shopping mall more provide shopping bag to their customer, and most respondents use plastic bag instead of bring their own shopping bag. A part of 24 respond, 4 respond that they use often plastic bag at home. There are no response to office and school. This indicates that people use plastic bag at their home. To this question, as respondent on how they use plastic bag product efficiently. The category for the answer related to application of 3R concept, whether the response only apply on how on one or the three concept, or apply full concept, which is reuse, reduce, recycle when they handle the plastic bag that they use. Based on the questionnaire, after we have made the presentation of 3R campaign, most respondents answer all above for this question, which is 91.7% or 22 response from 24 respondents. Part of 24 response, the response for the answer of reduce and reduce recorded the same response from the respondent, which is 4.2% equal to 1 response respective. This indicates that after we make the presentation, our 3R campaign, most of respondents know how to manage or treat plastic bag properly. Question 3. The most sources generated in Malaysia. This question asks respondents regarding the waste resources that generate in Malaysia the most, which is paper, plastic, glass and rubber. According to the response that we collect from respondents, most respondents respond to plastic and paper as a waste resources that generate the most in Malaysia. In post-presentation, 45.2% or 13 respondents answer plastic is the most waste resources generated in Malaysia, and 45.8% to 11 respondents answer paper become the most waste sources generated in Malaysia. Next, the number of pollution that caused by plastic. This question asks respondents regarding the impact of plastic waste on environmental pollution. This question aims to know whether the respondents know how many types of pollution that plastic waste can contribute. According to the responses for this question, 8 respondents on 75% respond answer for 3 types of pollution. This is the higher response for this question. Next, 5 from 24 respondents say that plastic can contribute to types of pollution, while 4.2% equivalent to one respondent, giving one response that plastic that contribute to one type of pollution. There is no response answer to 4 types of pollution for this question. The category of recycle activities. This question aims to know if the respondent know how to apply the recycle concept in their everyday activity. The question asks respondent what types of activities are considered as recycle activity, or which is of the activities that in the question are not considered as recycle activities. Among the answers that we call from the respondent, all of 24 respondents think that use plastic to protect fragile items is considered as recycle activities. From this, we can conclude that after we have made presentation of campaign, most respondents think that use plastic to protect fragile items is considered as recycle activities. The range of used plastic can be decomposed. This question asks respondent how long plastic can be decomposed. Based on the response that we get from the respondent, the answer that get the highest respondent for this question is more than 400 years, which is recorded 87.58%, equivalent to 21 response. Another 3, which is 12.5%, respondents say that plastic can be decomposed in 20 to 30 years. This indicates that most respondents know that plastic bag can be decomposed more than 400 years. Number 7. This question asks respondents regarding the country that polluted the ocean most. According to the respondent, the most respondents think that China is the country that polluted the ocean most, which is recorded 83.3%, equivalent to 20 respondents. 3 respondents, equivalent to 12.5%, think that Indonesia is the country that polluted the ocean most, while 1 respondent, equivalent to 4.2%, answered that Vietnam polluted the ocean most. This indicates that most respondents think that China was the country that polluted the ocean the most. Question 8. Which country generates more single-use plastic? Based on the response that we get, the highest response referred to Australia, which is 87.5%, that Australia generates more single-use plastic. 3 respondents, or equivalent to 12.5%, respondents think that United States is the country that generates more single-use plastic. There is no answer from respondent that South Korea and Japan will be the country that generate the most single-use plastic. This indicates after we have made presentation regarding 3R campaign, most know that Australia is the country that generates more single-use plastic. Number of marine life killed by plastic each year. Among the 4 answers, which is 1,000, 10,000, 1 million, and more than 1 million, the answer that get the highest response, which is 89.2%, equivalent to 90 respondents, is referred to more than 1 million. 19 respondents think that there are more than 1 million marine life were killed by plastic each year. 4 respondents, or 6.7%, respond to the answer of 1,000, while one respondent, equivalent to 4.2%, answer of 10,000. For last question, this question asks the respondent regarding the country that contribute the largest plastic footprint. According the response that we have collected, almost all of respondents answer for Coca-Cola for this question. There are 23 respondents, equivalent to 95.8%, think that Coca-Cola is the country that contribute the largest plastic footprint, while 1 respondent think that Nestle is the country that contribute the largest plastic footprint. There are no respondents for the answer of Procter and Gamble and Unilever as the country that contribute the largest plastic footprint.
The diagram shows the comparison of respondent understanding analysis on pre-presentation and post-presentation. From the questionnaire provided, Part B has 10 questions representing 10 marks as our evaluation of respondent understanding for 3R campaign on plastic bag. As we can see, in the post-presentation, almost all the respondents did not get more than 6 correct answers. Before pre-presentation, the highest number of respondents was 6 marks with 4 respondents. Subsequently, the highest number of respondents with 7 respondents received 5 correct answers, while others respondents obtained 4 and 3 accurate answers. This shown that the awareness level for 3R campaign on plastic bag is still low among people. After the post-presentation conducted, we found out that almost half of respondents scored correctly 7 to 10 marks. In fact, a total of 6 respondents obtained the full score. Compared pre-presentation, the unrespondent obtained full marks. We also got 9 respondents scored 9 correct marks, marked only 1 mistake, followed by 5 respondents who got 8 correct answers, and 1 respondent got 7 correct answers. Moreover, only 2 respondents scored 4 correct answers, followed by 1 respondent who earned 3 correct answers, compared to pre-presentation with 6 and 4 respondents only. Well, as we can see here, there are significant differences in pre-presentation and post-presentation among the respondents. The increasing of correct answer made by respondents shows that they are totally understood and they get what the point that we want to deliver to the respondent in this campaign.
So next, I will proceed with the Part C analysis, which consists of 6 questions. Firstly, the question of whether they are willing to accept ideas of using biodegradable bag instead of plastic bag. And the result shows that the highest is 70.8% of respondents, which is 17 out of 24 respondents are strongly agree with the statement because they are influenced by the reasons of basic knowledge that they have. Also, the diagram clearly shows that the number of respondents who are not sure with the statement are the smallest, which is only 2 of the respondents with 8.3%. This shows that there are still have a small number of people who are not sure either using biodegradable bag or using plastic bag is the best way or worst way. However, 5 of 24 respondents with 20.8% are agree with the statement. Secondly, for the question of whether fairs and exhibitions on environmental consciousness increase their green consciousness, shows that 58.3% of respondents, which is 14 out of 24 respondents, agree with this statement because they are influenced by the reason of how frequent they are participating in green consciousness fairs and exhibitions. Also, the diagram clearly shows that the number of respondents who are not sure with the statement are the smallest, which is only 4.2% of the respondents. This shows that there might be a group of people who are not experienced by themselves with the awareness. However, 9 of 24 respondents with 37.5% are strongly agree with the statement. Thirdly, for the question whether they are willing to be a free plastic bag customer or in any supermarket, shows that 45.8% of respondents, which is 11 out of 24 respondents, are strongly agree with the statement because they are influenced by the reason of their awareness about the plastic pollutions. The number of respondents who are not sure and disagree with the statement are the smallest, which is only 2 of the respondents with 8.3%. This response shows that there might be a minority of people who are not willing to change their lifestyle with using plastic bag at supermarket instead of bring their own green bag. However, 9 of 24 respondents with 37.5% are agree with the statement. Fourthly, for the opinion whether the government subsidies are needed in order to reduce the usage of plastic, shows that 16 or 66.7% of respondents will agree with the project recommendation for government to give subsidies to reduce the usage of plastic bag. Next, there are 3 respondents or 12.5% choose agree and not sure about these recommendations. Moreover, there are 2 respondents together with 8.3% that disagree with the subsidies that will propose to government to reduce the usage of plastic bag. And lastly, no one chose to strongly disagree for the opinion.
Next, the fifth question that been asked to the respondent is government should encourage people to bring their own shopping bag or not. As the pie chart show in the screen, we can see that out of 24 respondents, we can conclude that 21 respondents, equivalent to 87.5%, choose to strongly agree for this suggestion as the blue color showed. But there is 3 respondents only agree, which is equivalent to 12.5%, where they agree that government should encourage people to bring their own shopping bag. Other than that, No one chose for not sure, disagree, and strongly disagree. For question number 6, we asked this question to the respondent. This campaign increased how many % of my knowledge towards the application of 3R concept in plastic bag usage? Based on the diagram, we can conclude that more than the total of respondents choose 80 to 100% for increasing their knowledge towards the application of 3R concept in plastic bag usage. There were 70 respondents similar with 70.8% choose this answer, which means we are able to create awareness about the campaign. Next, there were 6 respondents out of 24 respondents choose for 60 to 79%, together 25% that their knowledge increased about the awareness of the campaign. One respondent equivalent to 4.2% choose for 40 to 59% of this campaign. This may be because the respondent may have understood 3R concept after the campaign. Lastly, 3R campaign has achieved the level of understanding the effectiveness of and impact the respondent in the effort to practice conservation and environmental through the 3R campaign on plastic bag. As a conclusion, this program has been running since 12 June to 20 June 2021. Our campaign aims to spread awareness and exposure related to the concept of 3R campaign on plastic bag. There, we find that a good attitude and deep knowledge from people can help to reduce the usage of plastic bag daily. What they can do? They can implement reuse, reduce, and recycle of plastic bag in their daily life after this campaign ended. Other than that, through this campaign, it is possible to apply the values of concern to the environment, such as use biodegradable bag instead of plastic bag, because reducing plastic bag means we could lessen the amount of pollution towards the environment. In addition, this campaign also creates vulnerable communities. And also through this 3R campaign that we running, respondents can easily apply it at home together to maintain the environmental sustainability. During this campaign, the respondent get the chance to ask anything about the basic knowledge of 3R. The importance of understanding respondent is that we hope that our goals achieved when respondent can apply the 3R concept in their life. And lastly, based on the analysis after conducting the interview, we found that it showed an increaseness of the percentage of respondent level of knowledge on 3R campaign on plastic bag usage. The other method that we apply to ensure that the respondent understand, we create postures as our medium in describing the concept of 3R. And also, we make a questionnaire to measure the level of understanding of the respondent. Overall, we found that the level of understanding among respondents are improved, and the concept of 3R campaign were able for them to apply in their daily life. That's all from us. Thank you for your time and attention.